Hello everybody, this is Sonya. I'm in Australia and just having a little bit of technical difficulty. I've used my camera thing that much, I've twisted the cord that bad that it kept on cutting out now. That's not good. New camera I'll have to look for a new camera now. Goodness me, because if that turns off again I'll cry. Sorry about that. I'm in Australia. I won't cry. I'll have a drink of water. It is cold. It was only 10 degrees this morning. I don't know why I said it like that, because I'm definitely not happy about that. Anyway, today we're going to, just for a quick look at this. I've had a lot of questions about the size of the needles and things that we use. And I do say, as I'm doing the thing itself, whatever I'm making, what I'm going to be using, because it's personal preference. If you buy an embroidery kit as such, it will probably have the needle and the size of the thread and everything with it. But if you're doing something yourself, you pick your own, right? Now you decide what you're going to make. And if you're going to make a flower out of anything that's got 6 strands, which are these strands of threads, you can either have them thick like that, or you can pull them into small pieces. Some of the ladies that are on here now said they haven't even sewn before and they're interested in what we do, see, so that's good. Now you can go with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or the whole 6. Now, if you only want 1 strand, you only need a small hole in the top of your needle. This needle here, I'd say, would be considered a straw needle, right? Only from just past knowledge, I think, when I look at it. I've got all different sorts. I probably should have named what they were so I could have shown you a bit easier, right? Now you can go and buy packets like I did. This is a crewel needle, and the crewel needle has a bigger eye in it like that, right? This one's only got a tiny little eye in it. If you can see that there, righto. You can't even see the eye in that. But what you need is whatever thing you're going to be using, whatever thread, right? So that'll be good for 1 strand, 2 and or 3 maybe, righto? This one here will go for a lot thicker, and that's just what you need to do really, is figure out if your needle, this wouldn't be a good idea to put this one on, right? Because it'd be really hard to pull through there if you managed to thread it in the first place, okay? So you need to get something like this, which is probably a, what did I say this one would be? A crewel one, yeah, like these. This is one like this one, okay, because they've got a big eye. They've got a big eye and they're not that thick. Some of them are thicker, and you need them thicker when you go for a thicker thread. Now these threads are, this would probably be a 5, hang on, no, maybe this one. This could be an 8. This one here says 10. This is a 10. So the smaller, the higher the number, the smaller the thread. You get me? So this is a 10. This could be an 8. No. 5 maybe. It'll tell you on your little roll. Mine's been used, and this one here's probably 5 because it's thicker. This could have been an 8. These are 10, 8. That's so the lower the number, the thicker the thread. And 8 is a really good size to use with your stitching. It's really good, and it will go with this size needle, which was back to being a crewel needle, okay? Because you look at the width of that now, you see your needle has to make the hole for that to follow through, and if your needle's big enough to make the hole for that to follow through, then that'll work for you, okay? sorry about that, I've destroyed my finger with something there. And then see you got these ones here, and these ones will fit through that as well. The crewel needle I find would be your best size for doing anything with the crochet thread. Okay, you can get I'll just show you these ones here I bought on AliExpress, and they cost me about $5 ish, but that's not bad because you get a good lot. Plus, in some cases, if we're doing a bullion stitch, we need a long needle, right? If we're doing any cast-on stitches, we need a long needle. So this needle, I don't know if it came out of that set, it might not have. I think it was a bit shorter, but is what you need. Now, if you want to go and do some ribbon embroidery, you'll need something like this. And this is also, if this is not a crewel one, this will be something, let me see. I can't think of that now, I'm sorry. But mostly I use these 3 sorts. Oh, well, that's not true because I've got 4 sorts because I use the bead one. So I use this one here that is a crewel one. This one here, I'll think of it in a minute. It's not tapestry because it's got a sharp point. A tapestry needle hasn't got a point on it because it just goes through and makes a cross stitch, or that's all it has to do. It goes through little holes, so it doesn't actually have a point on it. These ones here do. I'll put that back in there. These are, I can't think of what that is now, sorry. I'm here trying to show you and I can't think of the name. Now this is one that you do cross stitch with because it's got no point. It's also can be used in wool when you're doing sewing your jumper together, or something like that, because it hasn't got a point on it. So that's what that is, okay? And mostly is what we use and milliner ones as well. I don't know, this one here's a good, too thick. So if you pick up anything that's like a crowbar, you don't want to use that because that's way too thick. This one I got in my hand, sorry about my words, this here is just really good. I mean, it'll take a lot of different sorts. So these ones here I bought in, I wonder if it's out of there. Maybe it is. No, it's not. These ones here that are all these things are confusing me this morning now. These are sharp ones, and these are probably crewel needles too, because they've got a big eye and they've got a sharp point on them. And I bought them in Woolworths store, and that wasn't a bad deal, was it? Because they weren't too dear, and I got 3 packet, like different sizes. See these ones here? These are good. These are nice if you want. I need something that I can hang on to really well, that's really comfortable, and I like this because I can do. But anyway, like I said, it's your preference because, and you got to make sure that your thread will follow through. Like, see, this one here is not only good, well, it's good for small amounts of thread, okay? So that's how that works. And one of the ladies asked me about the size that we use. Well, this is what we're using, or we can use this is for putting beads on. This, I like to put the beads on with sewing, like machine sewing fabric, thread, okay? I like to use that for beads. The reason I don't use this, I do sometimes, the stranded, is because of how it's made. If you were doing a lot of beads, it'd start to sort of pull apart because you've only got one sort of strand if you're doing the beads. So the bead needles, these are 10 to 12. I usually get a 10 to 13 because I got it. I don't know if I accidentally bought it or this is what they've sent me, but. So these are the bead needles, and these have a very, very small hole in these. I can't even show you how small that is, but that's what I like to bead with. So where's one I've already got here somewhere? I think they're in here all bent. But there's the size of and they do bend because of the heat of your hands, I suppose. And I've not ever tried to warm it up, but so you hang on to it and that's the way it went, I keep them because maybe in an emergency I might need one, but then I have to go and buy new ones if they're all too bad. You can also buy these ones that are split right down the middle, and I got some of these on AliExpress, I think. Just go on eBay because you should be able to find it there. And see, they've got a big hole, they're open right down the centre. You put your thread through there. Don't like using these because they've got two sharp ends. When you get your thread through there, you pull it up just to one end, whichever end you like. Just get a piece of thread here. Just put it through there. And once it's down in there, it stays pretty good. And then you use this end. If you ever have to go back the other way, you can just take it down the other side if you're running out of thread and just use that side. But I'm shocking at these because I stab myself a fair bit with them, so I'm not very happy with those. But if I need one, I can use it. There's a couple in there. I've in the past gifted them out because I had a few, but I don't think I've got enough now to keep doing that. So this is what you can buy. These are 3 to 9 Broder crewel embroidery thread. Now that'd be a really good lot to get, and these bead needles would be a really good lot to have too, because then if you want to do anything a bit big, like thicker, which is when you're starting out, it's probably not a good idea, but it's up to you. You need pliers if you go too far. The ribbon will fit through there, but that won't take it through. It won't take it through. Your ribbon embroidery needs to be done with a good size one of these here that I showed you with a point on it. You know, like it's got to be something that's got a good size hole and it's reasonably thick there, because it takes a bit of getting through, and if you can't get through, just get the pliers and deal with that, you know. It's just how the way things are. So that's what we're looking at as far as your needles and your beads go, okay? I mean your needles and your thread. So if you want to go out and buy bits of thread, you usually can pick some things up at I bought this one for $1, but you can expect to pay up to $3 a strand for the, you know, this is a hank, sort of, you can expect to pay that much for it. If you buy these new, they'll cost you up about $3 or $4 each, and the big ones, which I have been acquiring a real lot of lately, they can cost up from $2 to $7. This is very thick though, but you can buy this and use it as a thing to couch down with. You know, I don't know if I've done the couching stitches on my stitches thing yet, but anyway. And also I put a picture of my little dresses that I made. Not my dresses, but they are little tiny dresses that I did a long time ago. I actually found the video this morning and I've added that to our group. So if you just want to go and watch that old video of me showing you how to make the little dress. I thought I'd do another video on it, but you know, you can go and watch the old one, it's okay. I watched it, I didn't do too bad a job with it, same as usual, you know, everything was the same, it's what I do. Okay, so that's about the sewing bits. No, it's not. We need to tell you about the fabric, okay? Now, the fabric that you can use, of course, is anything like you can purchase at second-hand shops if you want to. You can use these. This is linen, okay? This is a linen fabric, or a cotton fabric, which is really good to sew through, right? Really good. Anything that's cotton is good to sew. Anything that's wool is good to sew. If you've got your right needle, right, and you've got the right thread, that'll go through the hole, because these are open weave, right? And anything that you can see a bit of light through, it's really good to use. I don't know about whether you can in this one or not. You can, but anything open weave is really good. But when you get to things like I'm using now, I have to say this because it's only a matter of learning, of practice. I'll get some more different sorts of styles of stuff here. Anything that I've got, and polyester cotton, don't even attempt to use that. That's really scary. Some of it's not too bad. I think this might be a cotton one because it's something off a sheet. Now these things your needle goes through really easy, you know, and really good. You need something like that. And this is a cotton one as well, so that works really good. I probably don't have a lot of anything that's not easy to put through. Anything thin is nice to use. I do have some here somewhere because I was making me felt is good to use. If you got to get your right cotton and your right thread. You know, all you have to do is just what I told you. I'm just about around here a bit because I want to try and find something that's really hard to sew through for you. Show you. Any furnishing fabric, that just depends really. You don't want anything that's got plastic on the back of it. Definitely not. Anything with any plastic on it you don't want to use. Like this here's got stuff on the back of it. But I pulled that off because it's somebody ironed that on there. Oh well, the company would have done because this is on a case thing. But I pulled that off there somehow. I did. Anyway, I got it off. And I used it because that bit'll come off, but there's another piece on there too that'll still come off it. But you can get stuff with plastic on, you don't want to use that, okay? And anything that's shiny. But you can, when you learn how, you can use the shiny. I don't know why I haven't got a bit of shiny to show you, but mostly cotton, and because I've got it out in the other room because I'm out there working on things out there all the time now. I've been doing a real lot of work out there just lately and I can't find it. But you'll know, sorry, anything that's too tightly woven is really hard to work with. You have to be careful that you don't pull threads. Why can't I find a piece of fabric like that? I don't understand. Because that's how it works with me, doesn't it, Sonya? What you want to put up there. It's always missing for you. Oh, here we go. Now this here is what I'm talking about. This is not bad to sew with though, but you just have to be careful, okay? So this is something that, actually I might use this piece in what I'm doing. This is like a satin sort of fabric. Could be a bit of silk in it. You can tell something by the end, but I can't say for sure because I'm not sure about that. And it sews good, but you have to be careful that you don't pull threads in it, okay? Because it's really easy to pull a thread in. So just be careful with that, and you just be patient with this sort of thing. Go carefully. I haven't pulled a thread in it yet, but anyway, I might do. But that's a really nice piece, so only thing wrong with that is just a bit fray, but you wouldn't be using a raw edge on anything anyway unless you really wanted to. So that's a nice bit. I might take that out there and use it too. Look at me. Aren't I naughty? So really you can mostly sew on anything. It's a little bit hard on velvet. Velvet's a little bit harder. It just depends what you're working with. Actually, this is, look, that slid through there really. It's a needle. It's a needle I got. I'm telling you, it's a needle, okay? Well, see, I use any and all sorts of fabrics to work with. But you just have to practice on a small piece first of it before you put it into your project, and you should be right. I think that's about all. I don't need to tell you anything else. If you have any issues, just leave me a message and ask me something, you know, if you're worried about something, how to do it. So, because these here that I've been doing, of course these are all made out of I've got some taffeta there, some satin there. This is even weave, this one, but it's very thick anyway, so I've got it through 2 thicknesses, and along here there's 3 or 4 thicknesses, so this gets longer. These ones here are now going to be in made into something, I don't know what yet, but I've decided that I'm starting, I've got smaller ones that I'm making. So I might even use one of these for the, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to make some bags out of these, I think. They'll look really nice, won't they? I think I'll make some nice bags out of them when I get them done. There's something for me to just work my way towards, because I've nearly done 4. Nearly done 4. I'm really pleased with how they look. It's just that I would have had to make about 60 to get to fit my bed, or but anyway, that's another thing. Well, see, these are cotton. I put all different fabrics on my crazy patchwork, and you can. There's no rules to that, or you can just use all the one sort, like all one sort of fabrics, or you can mix and match them, and they just work really nice. So that's that one's done. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else that I can tell you about that today, so I don't know how long I can go for. Probably another little while, so I might just do something with this, because I thought it stumped me, but I can't let it do that, can I? I can't let it get the better of me. So I probably should do something on this. Okay. I don't know what I've done. I'm not sure that I'm keen on what I've done. It got me stuck, didn't it? It got me stuck. I couldn't figure out what to do next, because I didn't know what to do with these pieces of wool. This is the wool things that I'm working on. I wanted to make a cover to go around a book, but I think this is too big, and if I'm going to overlap it, well, that's a waste of doing whatever's there. And if I put it around a book, I'd only need that much, wouldn't I, and a tab thing that closes around it, wouldn't I? Isn't that right? Okay, so maybe this can be my practice piece and I can start again. What do you reckon? Because I need I want to make a nice closure for my books, you know, for a journal, a wraparound thing to put around a journal, which I don't know where I put that. I couldn't find that grey material, you know, and there it is sitting up there looking at me, because for some reason, I remembered that's where it was. It's not actually material, it's felt. Okie dokie. Right. So what sort of journal cover are we looking for then, Sonia? I'm going to use this, because I'm going to start again, okay? You don't mind, do you, if I start a new one? Because I just need it big enough to go around the book, all right? And my books are usually 5 inches across, and this means that I can just get that to be that far, maybe 5.5, and then I'll have a tab thing that wraps around the end of it, okay? Close it up, and then we can have that for as long as it needs to be. And I think my problem was with the other one is I had it too straight, the pieces. Now, I wanted this wide because I think I like that, I'm sure I do. And I've since found this nice piece too of wool. Love this colour. So I'm thinking I might crazy patchwork this. I might crazy patchwork my wool pieces on here, because I do love the crazy patchwork. As you know, I just do love it. I know what we got up here. I've got a green piece. There's another green piece. That's nice, isn't it? And I've got this orange piece. And I've got this piece, which I don't know if I can fit that in. Don't know if that'll fit in. It might do. You just never know if it'll go with it. I put everything somewhere. You know that place where somewhere is? Somewhere's out there somewhere. Okay, so I've got some of this. I have to, the chair just, you know, gets me. We don't need too many colours, do we? Oh, well, why not? Well, I put the orange in there because that needs to be. Excuse me, I did too much talking, swallowing too much air. I've also been drinking my water too, so that's... Might undo this. might give me a bit more wool. I've got these often blankets and skirts and stuff, some of this stuff. I bought stuff more by the metre, like they've had metre. There was meters of this one. It wasn't like, it was only a couple of dollars. I bought that. Yeah, so I do like the colours on this. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm going to move these over here a minute, and I'm going to crazy patchwork this bit. It's all wrinkly, isn't it? I feel like I do wrinkly. Now, you can tell the difference between wool and synthetic, because if you put a match to this, the synthetic one will just go foof and burn. If it's wool, it won't burn. It'll just go black. I hope that's true. I can't do that now. I don't set fire to the house. But I think this is a nice wool blend. If it isn't wool, it's close to it. Okay. So my method of crazy patchwork going along this piece is going to be different to what I do with the squares, but I just do them whatever I can find anyway, don't I? I like to just do the crazy patchwork the way it sits on the piece for me. Is what my style is. It's my style of whatever. Doesn't worry me which way it goes. I like it all. Because then I can do some really nice stitches. And I'm going to use, I don't know if I want to do wool thread. I know I was going to show you, but I don't know if I want to. I think I like to do the pearl thread. The pearl thread is the best, I think, to work with. I don't know about that piece, whether I want that in there. I'm a little bit scared of doing anything too florally or coloured, you know, squares and things like that. And I've got a piece of yellow over there, but I don't think I'm going to put that in. It's too thick. That blanket I bought last week or whatever is too thick. I'll go with the orange one, and then that'll be enough, won't it? So out of these pieces, I'm needing to make something gorgeous. Righto. Make a belly band thing or wrap around thing for your book. Okay, that'll look good. Those together, don't you think? Look at that. It's delicious, isn't it? Actually, I'm looking at going further towards that one. If I can, have I got any more of that in here? Orangey colour one. Of course not. Packed it all up under here, but something happened and my cord got unplugged. I think this. Oh no, that was my camera's twisted, wasn't it? Yes, I've hurt my camera. Oh dear, I'm just going to have to deal with just these bits. I can't see the other anywhere. I know I had more, but you just have to deal. I have to do with what I've got, won't I? I don't want to be on here too long. I'll start this and then I'll do another. When I'll do a bit more on here, I can do another video. And then I have a light blue too. Where's that? Oh, look at that. There's a bit. Where's the rest of that? Maybe this is the right section you're looking in, so you keep looking up here. I'm going to have to get some boxes because I said I was going to, because I keep putting everything down and then I can't find it because I don't have them in project boxes. And I need some project boxes. I really do need some project boxes. Blue wool stuff. Blue wool we need. I have so much stuff because I do a variety of things. And I just gotta... Sorry about the squeaky chair. Because Sonia's still not got around to fixing that. I got grey here. No, I want the blue piece. I want the blue piece. I was sure that I had that in here this morning. We know how that works, don't we? I found blue velvet, but that's not wool. That's not wool. I had a big accident in here the other day. Everything fell down. Deary me. I'm not going to use that. I'm just not going to use, I don't want to use that. I want to use, there's me blue. I'm not going to be able to find it, I don't think. Got too much stuff here. I have got too much stuff in the one spot. Sorry about this, people. I'm just going to try and stop this from all coming down on top of me, because that's what's going to happen any minute now. I've manoeuvred too much and it's... I've put it back there. I decided there was no more picking up and packing away this thing, because when I do that, I can't find anything. Then I pull it all apart looking for things. I don't know about you people, but it just annoys me so much, so I can't do it. Anyway, we're going to have to just work with what we got here today. Stop fiddling about, wasting me time. Right, and yours too. Sorry about this. Oh dear. You know what, when I get off here, I'll probably look about for 2 seconds and I'll find it. But this will have to do me, right? So we've got enough here to do this. So we're going to have a bit of green here. Right, I go there. Just fits that piece of green. Not if you're going to turn it on an angle, which I need to do. So that'll go there, righto. And then we'll put a bit of orange on. Bit of orange on there. Right. And then we'll go with a bit of blue. This is all I'm using these for, I think so. Bit of blue. This green, orange, and I'll put another piece of blue on the end of here somewhere. I think I'll cut that off there. Because all this has to be cut off, but I want to get the idea first, a bit of an idea what I'm going to do first. Around the other way, like this, maybe it'll work. Maybe that way, that one that way. How about that? What do you reckon? Do you think this will look okay? We'll give it a go, eh? Let's try that. So we can stitch this down a bit with a green thread. Would be good, because I don't know, I've got something a bit dark. I usually use the light things, don't I? But I think I'll use the blue. I'll use blue. I've got a dark green there, but I think it's too dark. This blue might work, or grey you can use. But I'll probably be going over the top of it anyway with something, so we won't panic too much about this. This is only going to be basting stitches with just a straight stitch in your style, whatever you want to do with it. Righto. Need a needle threader for this work, you know, I reckon. Somebody said, and this doesn't surprise me at all, that the slow stitch was called that because people couldn't spell embroidery. That's naughty, isn't it? But it could be right, you know, because that's what slow stitching is. It's actually embroidery. And once it used to be called fancy work back in the old days. Remember that? Yeah, well, it's embroidery, you know. And it's all sorts of embroidery. And it is all, of course, well, mostly stress-free, you know, so it's a really good it's a really good thing to do. A really nice thing to do it is. Now I'm just going to fasten this down to my piece of felt. You don't have to put anything, oh well, you put something behind yours, but you don't have to have a felt piece if you don't have any. You can go and buy some, but this is only a very small thin piece that I've been purchasing the rolls for 80 cents. So if they've got any more when I go to the shop, I'll buy more because it's been really useful. Now I can feel where the felt is behind there, so I'm just going to stitch around this really smartly. But then I'm going to show you some really neat stitches after a while too. Isn't it going to be fun? I think so. Whether this will be a series or not, I don't know. It'll be something that I can show from time to time that I'm still working towards getting it right, you know. Because these edges are just going to be flat like that and put on, and then I'm going to sew over it that way instead of putting it on the other way, how we would. I'll just help you with that in a minute when I get done going around here. Because I think this will work really nice. The other colours I didn't mind, they were a bit darker than what I would usually, you know, use, and these are too a little bit. Some of them are. Love the dual colours though, is just what that's what they're known as, dual colours, these bits, aren't they? I want that to go over that piece, so I'm going to put that piece down next. Where are you? I'm going to leave it straight. That over there, maybe under here. And a bit like that. Get off there. Maybe not. Well, each one should have, sorry about that, each one should have their own, that there looks a bit better. Take it right to the top, eh? But then I don't want to cover that over too much, that green one. Maybe the green one can go over the top of that. Yes, that's nice. And across here. It's an easy way to do this, isn't it? Look, isn't that cool? Because then you know you've got your work going that way. We're going to have this piece on here. I'm going to cut this bit off here so I can have a bit of this. Okay? Don't cut the felt. Well, that was... well, I've cut that wrong, haven't I? I've stitched it scarily too. Anyway, look at that. There we go. That's better. Now I can use this light piece on the back. Okay, with the stripy bit. Okay. Stripy bit. Oh, we're not even in the shot. Oh dear, sorry everybody. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I hope this works out right, because we're not going to be happy little chooks if it doesn't, are we? Okay. Got to cut this straight. Okay. A bit. Just up here. You can follow the little lines on that. If I follow the little lines, that should be good. So there'll be 2 episodes of this, because I'm going to have to... How much of that's there? A bit. I do like the lighter colour. Put this down here. That's got to come right to the end. That's got to come right to the end, so we can have a bit left over. And then this can go in the middle like that. How about that, eh? I don't think that looks too bad. I might just cut this on an angle there, have a shape, that shape, okay. And I'll just stitch around here, rest of the way. That other one that I got there, I might try a bit on it after I've worked on this one for a while, because this sort of thing I'm used to. The other I'm not. I'm used to doing crooked stuff and higgledy-piggledy things. I've been really enjoying making those little squares. I only got one done though. And two. I got two sewn. One worked on, the other one put together. But you know what? I'm going to have to do them all and put them together, because somebody said, and they're probably right, that it's not easy to put them together after you've sewn them all, because you've got to get them all matching up and everything. So that's another reason why I had to start doing a different thing. Where's me cotton? In front of me somewhere, surely. Here it is. Okay, so we nearly have to go now, I think. I'm going to have to put the timer on for the next one, because I want to do the time's worth, and I don't want to just to miss out what we're doing here, because on the end of those other two I did with the beading, it was cut off because I went too far. Anyway, look, I'll go and finish this, come back and show you what we're going to do next, okay? So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.